Welcome to Traveler's Notebook, where we explore the world's most fascinating destinations. I'm your host, and today we're diving into one of the most electrifying cities on Earth, Tokyo, a place where ancient temples stand shoulder to shoulder with neon skyscrapers. Have you ever wondered what it's like to step into a city that feels both timeless and light years ahead? Well, you're about to find out.
That's right, and I'm here to guide you through it. As someone who's called Tokyo home for years, I can tell you this city is a beautiful dance between tradition and futurism. It's not just a place, it's an experience that engages all your senses from the moment you arrive.
Let's start with first impressions. I remember my first time at Shibuya Crossing. It's like the heart of Tokyo's pulse. Thousands of people crossing in every direction, surrounded by massive digital screens and the hum of the city. It's chaotic, yet perfectly organized. How does a city this massive stay so efficient?
Great question. Tokyo's efficiency comes from a deep-rooted respect for order and community. The train system is a marvel, punctual to the second, clean and incredibly extensive. But to truly appreciate it, you need to understand the cultural etiquette that makes it all work seamlessly.
Speaking of etiquette, I've heard stories about bowing, taking off shoes, and quiet trains. What should travelers know to blend in and show respect?
Absolutely. Bowing is a common greeting. A slight nod is fine for visitors. Always remove your shoes when entering homes, traditional inns, and even some restaurants. On trains, keep conversations quiet and avoid phone calls. Oh, and while Japan is embracing digital payments, it is wise to carry some cash, especially at smaller shops and temples.
That's super helpful. Now, Tokyo is made up of distinct neighborhoods, each with its own personality. Where should listeners start to get a feel for the city's diversity?
Let's begin with Shibuya and Shinjuku, the bustling hubs of modern life. Then contrast that with Asakusa, where you can visit Sensoji Temple and feel the weight of centuries. For something quirky, Akihabara is a tech and anime paradise, while Harajuku offers wild fashion and cute treats. Don't miss the Tsukiji Outer Market for fresh seafood and a taste of local life.
I love how each area tells a different story. And speaking of stories, the food in Tokyo is legendary. From ramen shops to sushi bars, what are the must-try experiences for our listeners?
You can't go wrong with a bowl of rich, savory ramen from a small shop. Look for lines, they're a sign of quality. Sushi at Tsukiji or a local conveyor belt spot is a must. But don't overlook convenience stores like 7-Eleven. They offer delicious, affordable meals. For a social experience, visit an izakaya, a Japanese pub, where you can share small plates and drinks with friends.
That sounds amazing. Now, for those who want to explore beyond Tokyo, what day trips would you recommend to see more of Japan's beauty?
Mount Fuji is iconic. Visit Hakone for stunning views and hot springs. Nikko offers breathtaking shrines and nature, while Kamakura provides a coastal escape with its great Buddha and tranquil temples. Each is easily accessible by train and gives you a deeper appreciation for Japan's landscapes and history.
Perfect. Now, let's get practical. What tips do you have for navigating Tokyo smoothly? Things like transportation cards, best times to visit, and any basic phrases to know.
First, get a Suica or Passmo card. They're rechargeable IC cards for trains and buses, and you can even use them at convenience stores. If you're traveling extensively, consider a JR Pass. The best seasons are spring for cherry blossoms or autumn for colorful foliage. Learn a few phrases. Arigakan gozaimasu for thank you, sumimasen for excuse me, and konnichiwa for hello. It goes a long way in showing respect.
As we wrap up, what's your biggest takeaway about Tokyo? How does it balance its deep traditions with its cutting-edge innovation?
Tokyo thrives on harmony. You'll see a salaryman in his suit praying at a shrine before work, or a high-tech robot serving tea in a centuries-old garden. It's a city that honors its past while racing toward the future, and that duality is what makes it so magical. It reminds us that progress doesn't have to erase tradition. It can enhance it.
That's such a beautiful way to describe Tokyo's magic. I think what really makes Tokyo special is how it surprises you at every turn.
I remember walking through Shinjuku-gyoen National Garden during cherry blossom season. The contrast between the serene park with delicate pink petals and the towering skyscrapers just beyond the trees was absolutely breathtaking. Have you had any particularly memorable moments like that where the city's dual nature really struck you?
Absolutely. One of my favorite experiences was visiting Meiji Shrine in Harajuku. You walk through this massive torii gate, and suddenly, you're in this ancient forest right in the middle of the city. The noise just disappears, and you can hear the rustling leaves and see traditional weddings taking place at the shrine. Then you step back out onto Takashita Street, and it's this explosion of colorful fashion, crepes, and pop culture. That transition from sacred to modern in just a few steps is something you can only experience in Tokyo. And speaking of Harajuku, let me tell you about some specific food spots there that visitors absolutely shouldn't miss. In Harajuku, you have to try the rainbow cotton candy from Todi Candy Factory. It's almost too pretty to eat. For savory treats, there's a tiny takoyaki stand called Gindako that serves the most amazing octopus balls with perfect crispy outsides and creamy centers. And if you're feeling adventurous, try the giant rainbow grilled cheese sandwiches from Lashire. They're Instagram famous for a reason. But what I really want to ask our listeners is, what kind of Tokyo food experience are you most excited about? Are you team sushi, team ramen, or team street food? Let us know in the comments.
Those food recommendations sound incredible. You mentioned etiquette earlier, and I think that's something many travelers worry about. Could we dive deeper into some specific cultural do's and don'ts? For example, I've heard there are very specific rules about using chopsticks and eating in public. What are some common mistakes visitors make that we can help them avoid?
Great question. Let's start with chopsticks. Never stick them upright in your rice, as that's associated with funeral rituals. Also, don't pass food from your chopsticks to someone else's. That's another funeral custom. When eating ramen, it's perfectly acceptable to slurp loudly. It shows you're enjoying the meal. For public behavior, don't eat while walking on the street, though drinking from a vending machine beverage is fine. When using escalators, stand on the left in Tokyo. It's the opposite in Osaka, which can be confusing. And here's a practical tip. Always carry a small plastic bag for your trash, as public trash cans are surprisingly rare. The Japanese take cleanliness very seriously.
Those are such helpful tips. Now, let's talk about neighborhoods in more detail. You mentioned Shibuya and Shinjuku earlier. Could you give us some specific recommendations for each? Like, what are the best spots for photos, where to find hidden gems, and what time of day to visit for the best experience?
Let's start with Shibuya. For the iconic crossing photos, the best view is from the Starbucks in the Tsutaya building. Get there early as it gets crowded. But my favorite hidden spot is the rooftop garden at Shibuya's Scramble Square. It's free and gives you a 360-degree view of the entire area. For shopping, don't just stick to the main streets. Explore the back alleys around Center Gai for unique vintage stores and small boutiques. In Shinjuku, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building offers free observation decks with stunning views. The Shinjuku Gyoen Garden is perfect for a peaceful escape. And Golden Gai is a must-visit at night. It's this maze of tiny bars, each with its own personality and seating only 5 to 10 people. Each bar is like stepping into someone's living room.
That sounds amazing. I love the idea of these tiny bars in Golden Guy. One thing I'm always curious about is how travelers can experience Tokyo like a local, beyond the main tourist spots. What are some neighborhoods or experiences that most visitors overlook but are absolutely worth exploring?
Most visitors miss Yanaka Ginza. It's this charming old shopping street that feels like stepping back in time to old Tokyo. You'll find traditional crafts, street food, and no skyscrapers in sight. Another hidden gem is Kagarizaka. It's got this Paris meets Tokyo vibe with cobblestone streets, French bakeries, and traditional Japanese restaurants. For a truly local experience, visit Asento, which is a public bathhouse. They're incredibly relaxing, and you'll see how Tokyo residents unwind. Just remember the bathing etiquette: wash thoroughly before getting in the bath, and no swimsuits allowed. These places give you a glimpse of everyday Tokyo life that most tourists never see.
I love that. Experiencing the everyday life is what makes travel so meaningful. Now, let's talk about practical planning. For someone visiting Tokyo for the first time,
What would you recommend in terms of itinerary? Should they try to see everything or focus on specific areas? And how many days would you say is ideal for a first visit?
For a first visit, I'd recommend at least 5 to 7 days to really appreciate Tokyo without feeling rushed. Don't try to see everything, that's impossible. Instead, group neighborhoods by proximity. Spend one day in Shibuya and Harajuku, another in Shinjuku, a day in Asakusa and Ueno, and so on. Build in flexibility. Some of the best experiences happen when you wander without a strict plan. And here's my biggest tip: schedule downtime. Tokyo can be overwhelming, so plan to spend a few hours just sitting in a park or relaxing at a cafe. Listeners, I'm curious, are you the type to plan every minute, or do you prefer to go with the flow when you travel? Share your travel style with us.
That's such wise advice about scheduling downtime. Now, let's talk about something that can be challenging for visitors: the language barrier. While many signs are in English, and people in tourist areas often speak some English, what are some essential phrases beyond the basics that could really help travelers connect with locals?
Beyond the basics, learn oishi, which means delicious. Say this when you enjoy food and you'll see people light up. Kawaii means cute, perfect for complimenting things. Daijoubu desu ka means are you okay and shows concern. When entering a shop or restaurant, say irashaimase. It's the standard greeting. And if you need to apologize for something, gomen nasai is more formal than sumimasen. But here's the secret: most Japanese people appreciate any effort to speak their language, even if it's just a few words. They're incredibly patient and helpful. Download a translation app like Google Translate. It can even translate text through your camera, which is super helpful for menus.
That language tips are gold. Now, I want to circle back to food because I know our listeners are foodies. You mentioned ramen and sushi, but what about some of the more unique Tokyo food experiences? Things that might surprise people or dishes they might not have heard of, but absolutely need to try.
Oh, there are so many. Let me give you some specific dishes to look for. First, manjiyaki in Tsukishima. It's like a runnier version of okonomiyaki that you cook on a hot plate. Then there's fukagawamashi, a local Tokyo dish of clams and rice. For something sweet, try dorayaki, those red band pancake sandwiches that Doraemon loves. And you absolutely must experience a depachika. That's the food basement floor in department stores. It's like food heaven with samples from everything from premium fruit to elaborate bento boxes. The Takashiyama and Shinjuku has an incredible one. And here's a fun challenge for our listeners. Try eating at a standing sushi bar. They're cheaper than sit-down places, and you get to watch the chefs work their magic right in front of you.
I'm getting hungry just listening to that. Now, let's talk about something practical that many travelers worry about: money and budgeting. Tokyo has a reputation for being expensive, but are there ways to experience the city without breaking the bank? What are some smart money-saving tips for visitors?
Tokyo can be surprisingly affordable if you know where to look. For accommodation, consider business hotels or capsule hotels. They're clean, safe, and much cheaper than luxury hotels. For food, convenience stores like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson offer amazing quality meals for under $5. Department store basements have discounted prepared foods in the evening. Many temples and gardens have free or low-cost entry. And here's a great tip: get a Tokyo Metro 24-hour ticket for unlimited subway rides. It pays for itself quickly. And also, vending machines are your friend. Drinks are cheap and the coffee cans are surprisingly good. The key is balancing splurges with budget options. Maybe splurge on one amazing sushi meal, but eat convenience store breakfasts.
Those are fantastic money-saving tips. Now, I want to ask about something that really makes Tokyo unique: the seasonal experiences. We mentioned cherry blossoms, but what other seasonal events or activities should travelers try to time their visits around?
Each season in Tokyo has its own magic. Summer brings spectacular fireworks festivals. The Sumida River Fireworks Festival in July is one of Japan's largest. Autumn offers stunning foliage. Rikujien Garden is particularly beautiful with its illuminated maple trees at night. Winter means illuminations. The Caretta Siodome and Tokyo Midtown displays are breathtaking. And spring isn't just cherry blossoms, there are also wisteria festivals at Kamedo Tenjin Shrine. But my personal favorite is the plum blossom season in February-March. It's less crowded than cherry blossom season, but just as beautiful. The key is to check specific dates as they vary each year. Listeners, what season appeals to you most for visiting Tokyo? Spring, cherry blossoms, summer, festivals, autumn colors, or winter illuminations?
I love how each season offers something special. Now let's talk about transportation within the city. The train system can seem overwhelming at first. What are your best tips for navigating Tokyo's public transportation like a pro?
The key is understanding that Tokyo has multiple train companies, JR lines, Tokyo Metro, and Toei Subway. Get a Suica or Passmo card. You can tap in and out seamlessly between different systems. Download the Japan Travel app by Navitime. It's a lifesaver for route planning. Rush hour is intense, so try to avoid 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. and 5 to 7 p.m. Trains stop running around midnight, so plan accordingly. And here's a pro tip. Exits are numbered, so when meeting someone, specify the exit number, not just the station name. Also, many stations have multiple underground shopping malls and connections. Shinjuku Station is practically a city itself with over 200 exits. Take your time and don't be afraid to ask station staff for help. They're incredibly helpful.
Those transportation tips are so practical. Now, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about experiencing Tokyo like a local. What are some everyday activities or routines that visitors could participate in to get a real sense of Tokyo life beyond the tourist attractions?
To experience Tokyo like a local, start your morning at Akisa 10. That's a traditional Japanese coffee shop where salarymen read newspapers. Visit a local supermarket in the evening when they discount prepared foods. Ride a rental bicycle along the Sumida River on a weekend morning. You'll see families and couples enjoying the scenery. Attend a local matsuri or festival if your timing is right. Neighborhood festivals are much more intimate than the big one. Visit a 100 yen shop like Daiso. They're fascinating, and you'll understand why Japanese design is so admired. And my favorite, spend an afternoon in a sento, a public bath, followed by a cold beer from a vending machine. These everyday experiences will give you memories that last much longer than just visiting temples and museums.
That sounds like the perfect way to truly connect with the city. Now, as we start to wrap up our expanded Tokyo guide, I want to ask one final question. If you had to choose just 3 pieces of advice for someone visiting Tokyo for the first time, what would they be? The absolute essentials that will make their trip unforgettable for all the right reasons.
My 3 essential pieces of advice would be, first, embrace the unexpected. Some of Tokyo's best experiences are unplanned discoveries in back alleys or chance encounters. Second, be respectful and observant. Watch how locals behave and follow their lead, especially regarding etiquette. And third, don't try to see everything. Tokyo is too vast. Instead, choose a few neighborhoods to explore deeply and leave room for spontaneity. The city reveals its magic when you slow down and appreciate the details, the perfect arrangement of food in a convenience store bento, the sound of temple bells, the kindness of strangers. Tokyo isn't just a place you visit, it's a feeling you carry with you long after you've left.
That's absolutely beautiful advice. Listeners, we hope this expanded Tokyo guide has inspired you to start planning your own adventure. Whether you're dreaming of cherry blossoms, craving authentic ramen, or just curious about this incredible city, Tohoku awaits with open arms. Share your Tokyo dreams and experiences with us. We'd love to hear what excites you most about visiting Japan's capital. Follow Traveler's Notebook for more deep dives into amazing destinations around the world. Safe travels and happy exploring.